Certain New Media viewers, what's going on? It's me, John D. Villarreal, and Salma here in the mix. We're talking about bread.
Hello, CNN viewers. Merry Christmas.
I like it. What are we doing here? What's
So
going
today
on?
recipe is Fatayer. I'm going to show you exactly what you need for Fatayer. We need 1 teaspoon of dry yeast, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and then also half teaspoon of salt.
Okay, before we get into all that
and
type of
3
stuff.
cup and half of flour.
Right.
And also 1 tablespoon of milk powder.
Great.
Go ahead, John.
I like that. That's good directions. Now, here's what I want to know. Before we get into all of that, what would you use this bread for? How do you eat it? Is it yummy? People want to know that.
I will explain to you later, because I have really to show the people here that we need to mix all the dry ingredients all together.
Okay.
This bread, you can eat it in the morning or dinner with cheese.
Is this the bread I put honey on?
Exactly.
Oh my God, it's so good.
You can put honey on.
So good.
It's really, really yummy. So you can eat it for breakfast. You can eat it on lunch.
I just ate some eggs with it.
You wanna.
So now you're putting some water in there.
So we put 1 cup of water, another half of a cup of water, and another quarter of cup of water. Okay. Why? Because John.
And what's that?
Every type
That's
of
hot water.
This is 1 tablespoon of coconut oil.
Oh, a little booster.
What happens is every flour needs or requires different amount of water. So my advice for you, CNN viewers, is always for 3 cup and half of flour, add 1 cup of water, and then the addition or the amount of water that you need to add in addition,
right?
You have to add it really gradually and slowly.
Okay.
Till you get the consistency of the dough that you will be seeing in moments.
Nice. Okay, that sounds good. So now you're mixing it by hand.
Exactly. Here, I basically, you can use also any kind of food processor if you have, or,
What's the advantage of doing it by hand like that? You get to feel the consistency, make sure it's even.
Exactly. And I like always to work with the dough and work with food.
Nice.
So I love to use my hand.
Very good. See, it's almost like clay.
As you can see, John, it's very sticky. When you see the dough is like this, I will show you. Just spread a little bit of flour just on the surface. So it will be much easier to work with the dough. See, as you can see, it's very soft. Very soft. It's lovely. This actually, if you really have the chance to do this dough, you will love it, because it's very soft.
Okay.
Look how soft.
Now, how hard is this? On a 1 to 10 for most people and other people, if they were trying to...
5.
It's
as you can
5.
see, if you just follow all the instructions that I'm giving you in the video,
right,
you will perfect this recipe from the first time.
Okay.
I did it really slow, in very slow way, and with a lot of instructions, so it will be easier for you to
now you're talking about people setting aside this dough or something?
Yeah. You set it aside for 1 hour. This is after 1 hour. It's
Looks
still
different.
sticky.
Okay.
Yeah. Usually, you leave it aside in a warm place for 1 hour or till it double, in size. And then what I'm going to do here, as you will see, first I brought a parchment paper and I oiled the surface. So the small doughs or the small pieces that I'm going to cut from the dough, they will go on this oiled surface of the parchment paper.
Okay.
So as you can see here, I'm forming small pieces, kind of small balls. And I brought also the coconut oil, because you have to
oil it up.
Yeah. Yes, you have to oil the surface so it won't get dry, because I have to leave these small pieces for at least 15-20 minutes.
Coconut oil tastes so good.
Yes. It's
well, that's
healthy.
Cool. Okay, that's good. So now you're putting them down. It's almost like there's big cookies that you're putting down, sort of.
Oh my God, no, it's not big cookies. It's like doing any kind of other bread. So you have the big piece or the big dough, and you just cut small pieces. And you really
now you put a lot of oil on that. Why do you put that much oil on it?
Exactly. You have to put on the surface oil so it won't dry, because I have to leave them for other 15-20 minutes to set aside in warm place, so I can also let them rest and a little bit double in size.
Okay, that's cool. So, okay, so now you just keep making these things.
And here the same procedure. Just keep making these small balls, cutting them basically from the dough. And just put them aside on the parchment paper with the oiled surface so they won't get stick to the...
It just seems like there's a lot of oil there. I don't know if that's... Is it better to have too much oil or too little oil?
I'm not putting a lot of oil. I'm just putting on the surface a little bit.
Don't get me wrong. It turned out really good and it tastes awesome. I'm just asking questions here because I don't know about this level of cooking. So, or baking.
And this is another method, John. What? As you can see, I took the whole piece of the dough,
right,
and then I can squeeze it basically with my thumb and index to form these small pieces or these small balls. Actually, in this way, you can control better the shape of these small pieces.
Okay.
You can choose whatever method you like, but basically these are the two methods.
Where is this kind of bread eaten?
In the Middle East, and especially in Bilad al-Sham, includes Syria, Lebanon, Jordan, Palestine, but also Fatayer are made by Morocco, Egypt.
Do you want to talk to your Arabic populace out there?
Actually,
your
this is not. This is. Okay, for لكل متابعينا اليوم عم نعمل الفطاير
international
مقادير الفطاير بأول الفيديو. هاي الطريقة كتير بتشبه طريقة الفطير المشلتت اللي بيعملوه بمصر، وكمان بيشبه طريقة المسمن المغربي أو الرغايف المغربية بالمغرب.
Awesome. Keef Halak, I know that. That's my Arabic for that. What about our Jewish Hebrew speaking friends? Would they bake this too, or not so much?
No. This is only Arabic style.
Yeah. Okay. So now you use this primarily for breakfast or for dessert?
Well, as I say, John, if you want to put honey on it, it will transform or become dessert.
I may want some right now.
But if you put cheese on it, or wrap it, you put eggs and then wrap it, it seems
So you got to put it aside for 15 to 20 minutes.
Exactly.
Once you have your dough pieces.
Yeah, here I have prepared my silicone mat.
I like that.
And I'm oiling the surface, because in this way I will show you guys how to work with the dough.
Cool.
So this is after 15-20 minutes. I let the dough relax, these small pieces to relax. And as you can see, what I'm doing is expanding the dough. But how I do it is I start from the center, as you can see, and then on the extremity. From the center and after that on the extremities.
Looks like a pizza.
Yeah, exactly. I have just to expand it more and more from the center to the extremities.
Hey, you got a little you got a little snag there. You got a little hole there, buddy.
If you tear the dough, don't worry, because afterward I will show you that we have to wrap it. So don't worry if you tear it. I understand the dough is very, very soft, very delicate. Then you wrap it like an envelope.
So not basically really that big a deal.
Yeah. So don't worry for that if you tear it. I know that the dough is very, very delicate.
Now, do you know about the origin of the bread at all? Or, how long have Arabic people been eating this stuff? Just in general.
So long. I guess this is originally was made by Arabs.
Really? Yeah. I wonder who came up with that. How they came up with all these different foods.
It's the Middle East. It's the Sham, Lebanon, Syria.
Seems good.
Palestine.
Okay, so now, how many of these are you making at once?
I made with 3 cups and a half, almost 12 pieces of Fatayer. And again, peeps, it's the same procedure from the center till the extremities. Just expand the dough delicately, and you have to try to work with it really and very, very cautiously.
Now, approximately how long would okay, so you make a whole batch of 12. How long would it last? Would it last a week? 5 days?
Well, if you put it in the freezer,
Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter.
Exactly. It will, like, I put it in the freezer.
As much.
Well, we eat it very quick, so
Right.
it only lasts for a week with us.
Right. But it
You
lasts
eat a
longer in the
lot.
freezer.
John loves so much the Fatayer, so I have to do
really
it almost
good.
every week for him.
Especially with the honey.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to, like, cut down the carbs, but this stuff's really good. So that's cool.
So see, when I wrap it like an envelope, then I also put it on the parchment paper aside and leave it for another 15 to 20 minutes.
So let's say someone's making this for the first time or something like that. Like, what do they need to think about? How hard is it? How do you start? I mean, I know you're doing it step by step here and showing people, but just, if someone's never done it before.
So listen. The most important that, you have to consider the fact that if this is your first time, don't get frustrated if you tear the dough, or the patch was you can't work with the dough because it's very sticky and stuff. Keep making it. Keep trying and you'll succeed. The most important, just follow every step of my instructions here in the video, and believe me, you will perfect this recipe from the first time.
That's great. That's awesome.
It's very easy. Just it's kind of you're playing with.
But here's a different question, and maybe this is a stupid question, but I have to ask it. If someone's never made this before and they've never even tasted it, how do they know that they've made it right? Is there any kind of gauges or guideposts, or
Well, definitely, if you have tasted this thing for the first time, it will be much easier because at least what is the consistency, what is the taste.
But that's what I just said. What if they have never tasted stuff? Because to me, it tastes kind of like. Oh man, it's hard to really describe. It's kind of
it's like gooey and soft in the same time.
But it's really good.
But it's really good, yes.
Almost like tapioca bread, if that makes any sense.
Actually, it's like the tapioca wraps that I have done in previous video. You can check that out. I guess if you never tasted this before, it will be hard for you to make it, or at least to understand what is the consistency or the taste of it. I really advise everyone to buy it from international grocery store. Taste it and
it's not like a tortilla. It's thick and it's chewy, but it's still a little bit of hint of sweetness anyway. Maybe that's the coconut sugar the coconut oil, or I don't know what.
I actually used the coconut sugar. That's why.
I knew there's a little something in there.
Yeah, but the coconut sugar is much better. The
I know, but you added a kicker.
Exactly.
To try to fool me.
No. The sugar was added because of the yeast. You have to feed the yeast. This is in every recipe of every bread. You have always to add the yeast with the sugar, so you can feed the yeast basically. Of course. How do you think the dough will double in size after 1 hour?
Do you think I know about baking?
No.
Right.
But you're learning.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you what, I know how to eat.
Maybe we have to do to make a video, Joan making Fatayer for the first time.
Well, you know what would be cool, actually, now that we think about it? What about, doing videos to try to show guys or something, or beginners that want to bake things?
Well, you are a beginner, so
I
can start with you.
Yeah.
So as you see, John, the same procedure. Always a little bit of oil on the dough, and keep expanding it from the center to the periphery or the extremities. And always work delicately.
I just don't know if I have the patience for that type of stuff. I have patience for a lot of things, but not baking patience.
It's just I love food. I love to cook, so people will make this only if they have passion for cooking and for food and stuff.
Well, it's definitely a talent.
But let me tell you guys, John is very good at eating, so at least we'll give him that.
It's a good combination.
Exactly.
Okay, that's cool. So you're making
if
your
you
thing
feel
right there.
when you expand the dough, if you feel it's hard to expand it, just add a little bit of oil. As you can see, I don't the traditional recipe recall a lot, a big amount of oil. As you can see, I didn't put a lot of oil. I'm just adding a little bit, some drops of oil here and there when I feel the dough is difficult to manipulate or work with.
So it seems like you really want these layers. It's like you're spreading it out a lot. Is it better to get it a little extra spread out?
No, they have to be really, really thin. Like the success of this recipe is making actually the dough really, really thin. For example, in Egypt, they do this recipe, but they don't wrap it like an envelope. They keep it like, in a form, like circular form, like, like
a ball or something, kind of, or whatever.
No, like without wrapping it, like
disc, right.
You see how I do it, like from the center to the extremities?
Right.
They leave it like this, and then they start like, putting one layer above another. And sometimes they put between the layers like different ingredients, like stuffings, for example, like sometimes nuts, sometimes like honeys, sometimes they put even like a lot of like mushroom, potatoes, meat.
Having more layers does what for you?
What?
Having more layers does what? What advantage is that?
No, this is different recipe. Like you do like different type of stuffing and See, as you can see here, I tear it a little bit, but don't worry. As you can see, I can just wrap it, and that's it, basically.
And it'll be okay when it cooks.
Once I finish that, John, I leave it for 15-20 minutes.
Okay.
Just to rest a little bit. And then, as you can see, I put them again on the silicone mat. And I try to expand them just a little bit with my hand, but really delicately and very, very
so it's kind of like final preparations before you cook them?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're doing what here? You're just kind of smoothing it out, checking for what?
Yeah, just smoothing it out, because like what happened is you have a lot of bubbles of air that forming. So exactly. And now here I put it like in a pan.
Oh yeah, bake time.
On medium heat.
So you're actually so this don't go in the oven. You're actually like frying these kind of.
No. There's no oil in the pan.
Well, okay. Well,
it's like doing tortilla.
Okay, well we call it I mean, because it's a frying pan, I think it'd be seen as frying, especially if it's oil. Believe me, don't quote me. I'm not the.
No, I have to tell you, the traditional recipe, you have to do it like on a stone. The point is, in America, I don't have any kind of stone, any kind of traditional oven that we use basically for this type of bread.
Not yet, anyway.
So that's why I use the pan.
Okay, turned out great though.
Yeah.
And so you're doing this for how long? What are you looking for?
So as you can see, I just like exactly how you do with pancakes. You have to flip them every time. To flip them till flip them till the surface. Take this
golden brown kind of
right. Exactly.
Gotcha.
Golden color.
Okay, that's cool. And then, are you worried about the inside being cooked right? How do you know about that? Is there any way to test that?
No, don't worry. It will cook really fine. Just put it on medium heat and keep. It's very important. You have to keep flip them and turn them so they won't burn. You need just to get this golden color, as you can see here in the video.
So better to flip them a little bit more just so you get a look at it.
Exactly.
Okay, that's cool. So you're doing this for a little bit, and then.
And as maybe here you can't see that much, but while you cook them, you can see that during this process they just expand a little bit.
Wow! Look at all those.
This is the final result.
This tastes so good.
Exactly. I took one Fatayer.
Man, now I want some. I think I need a snack with a little bit of honey. So you're cutting this down the middle here so we can take a quick look at it.
Yeah, in the inside basically. Yeah, see the internal part?
It's cool. It's very airy, very light, very yummy, and it's chewy.
Hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. It's very easy to make and it's very yummy.
Thanks so much for watching. I'm John. This is Salma. You're watching Conservative Media. We'll see you next time.